Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello, hi.
Welcome to a coaches roundtable, and our theme is the call to coach, the stories, struggles, and shifts. We are going to be together for about next 45 minutes or so. Yeah. In any case, ICF don't allow more than 60 minutes, so we'll try and wrap up within that. But just to share with you, why are we here? Because we aim to create a reflective and inspiring dialogue amongst us who are experienced coaches like you, that how your journey, personal coaching journey has started, what is the impact of going for certification, what sort of shifts that you have noticed within you, and what real world challenges that you have experienced, and how did you manage it, and did you receive any transformational breakthroughs, first with yourself and with then with your clients. So are you all okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I will invite you first of all to quickly introduce yourself, maybe in one sentence, so that people who are watching us would be happy to know you as a person, as a coach.
I'm BK Basu, and I retired from Larsen and Toubro after a very long stint over there. And subsequently, I was also teaching in Navrachan University and came in contact with Ujjaval when I thought that I will be doing something totally different, only human engineering, and within that something different. So after, I would say on phone we met, and then I came to know that probably this is the best thing in this world, which still I am searching whether that is the right decision I made. But more and more, lots of nuances I am discovering. So that is the beauty of it. And thank you, Ujjaval, for giving me a guiding light for that. Thanks.
So, hi all. I understand many of you know me, but I'm Krishna and I have completed my master's in social work from MS University 2004 pass out. Working in HR field for 18 years, and now I'm certified coach since last 3.5-4 years, and working independently as a coach and in my people development journey. Thank you. Yeah.
So my name is Hiral Rajput, and I have 20 years of experience in the field of HR. Currently, I'm heading HR for South Asia for Hitachi Energy. As far as coaching is concerned, I did my certification, but still there is a lot to learn, and I am on the journey of learning and exploring in space of coaching with Ujjaval and rest of the people.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Prashant. I work for almost 30 plus years in HR. I went to Africa as a HR head, and I decided that after this job, I don't want to continue career in a industry basically. And then I left, come back. When I came back, before that I started my coaching journey when I was working in HR basically with the industry, because in HR also I was using not in a right manner coaching, but yeah, definitely somewhat you can say the coaching was there, because you are dealing with the people end of the day, and those are shop floor people as well as managers and executives. So that gave me the opportunity, and I interacted with one of the fellow before joining the coaching journey, is ex Mahindra HR head from Bombay. And when I was talking to him, he said that don't look at it as a career or earning opportunity, Prashant. Look at it as how it is going to change you as a person. And that made me to look at it as an opportunity, look at it as a this thing going for a coaching journey. So I'm on my PCC journey. Learning, it is continuous learning, definitely. I can say that one of the shift which has happened when I joined the coaching journey, a lot of things changed in me, as a lot of patience, listening ability has been improved, as well as connecting with the people, understanding people issues in a better manner. Thank you, Ujjaval.
Most welcome.
Yeah. Hello, friends. I'm an orthopedic surgeon with 23 years of experience, and I've always been intrigued by personal transformation and personal human stories of struggle and coming back. That has always been my area of interest, and since about 4 to 5 years back, my wife already being a coach, I got in connect with Ujjaval, and that's how gradually the calling came. And under Ujjaval's guidance, I did a ACC certification, and I think that helped me tremendously. I got better before making other people better, and since last few years, I realized my calling is in health and wellness, and currently I'm pursuing a National Board Health and Wellness coaching under guidance of Ujjaval. And I'm finding this journey really exciting, and I'm more excited about the future will bring now. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi everyone. So I'm Hiral, and I've been in this HR learning, coaching, training space for about 20 years now. And coaching happened in 2016, which was a backward integration to training, and I founded Empower, which is an HR consultancy. And since then, it's been an interesting, evolving journey. I just finished renewing my PCC a couple of years back. So here I am, and of course under the mentorship of Ujjaval. So,
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mehul Mehta. It's been a journey of more than 2 decades in HR in India and internationally. And getting PCC a couple of years ago now, when I look back, it's been a fascinating journey, soul searching, soul feeding kind of a journey. And now running my own people advisory and knowing Ujjaval and getting a lot of insights from him has always been a great support in making this entire journey of coaching more meaningful. So thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Pooja, and I've done my master's in human resource management. Transformation has always been my favorite word. After touching some 30,000 plus lives, along with Hiral and Ujjaval sir, it has been an interesting learning that if I want to transform more number of people, I have to first transform myself, and that is exactly the place where coaching came into existence for me. And coaching has not only evolved me, but every single time I meet a new person to coach, a new coachee, I always get challenged that, okay, what next? Where do I have to transform further so that I can transform more people? So that is how, coaching has impacted me.
Oh, okay. Great. So maybe if I can add one quick rapid fire round element into it. If I have to ask each one of you, did coaching find you or you found coaching?
Maybe I can, if I may, I believe very strongly in this quote of Rumi that what you are seeking is also seeking you. So maybe it happened both ways to me.
I think I found coaching. They say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I found it.
I think coaching found me. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I also feel the coaching found me basically, because it was somewhat there, but it was not clearly coming up. But when I started looking at it and understanding it, I feel that that is what has happened.
Yeah. I think coaching also found me because I'm a pranic healer. So, spirituality has been my very core. And the more I healed myself, the more I realized that now it's the time to heal other people. That's how coaching became a medium through which I could, meet more people.
Wow.
For me, Ujjaval, I would say yes, coaching found me, and I'm diving and coming back and again diving and coming back. So yet to go into the deep of the coaching.
So when I was listening to everybody, I could reflect on one of the dialogue of, Shah Rukh Khan. If you look for something very, you crave for something and the universe helps you or supports you. So I don't know whether will I be able, did I found coaching or coaching found me, but I think it was, it was the blessings which I got, and something happened miraculously. So I was just reflecting on that Shah Rukh Khan's dialogue, and I would say that something is happening when I effortlessly. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I think I found coaching because my mission was to get something which I've never done. I have worked 45 years in various roles. So this is something which I have not. I was a trainer, teacher, consultant, mentor, and all sort of thing. But this is something I said which will be totally new. And initially, I would say first 3 months when you were taking that SSC class, I tried to understand what is coaching. And to be very honest, even today also I am trying to search that.
Sir, so how did you find coaching? How did coaching find you, or you found coaching?
That was
Yes. Yeah, I think I was looking for a mechanism which will help people bridge the knowing doing gap and actually realize the shift that they want to achieve by taking some definitive actions. That is where I found coaching during my bedridden period way back in 2010 when I met with an accident and I was on bed. So being a learning and development professional, I was always searching that, people come for training and then once they go back, they don't apply. So except for the training on interviewing skills where they apply to other companies and they appear for interview. So that is where I think I found coaching, and then coaching went inside me. So now it's kind of a life purpose. And initially when I was bedridden, my wife was my primary caregiver, and I was telling that I love coaching. She started searching on internet that is there any girl's name with coaching that is saying I love coaching, who is she? But when she found out that it's a methodology, not a person, then she was at ease.
She chose to continue with you.
And when you said coaching got inside you, whether you found coaching or coaching found you, now after such an amazing journey that you have had, anyone who is looking for coaching finds you.
Yes. Now it's synonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems Ujjaval like coaching is a beautiful girl, and again, people are in search of this beautiful girl, some Cleopatra.
And
Beautiful and intelligent.
Yeah, now all of you are very kind to refer anybody who is looking for coach training. You refer. So if I first question that I ask that okay, you are referring person X or person Y, did they do anything wrong with you? Are you referring because you want to punish them? They will say sorry to you, but don't do this to them. Okay. So, next maybe a couple of questions are combined so you can answer the way you like. So when you went for proper coach training, ICF approved coach certification program, so that methodical journey of skill building and, learning coaching, practicing coaching, how did it impact you, not only as a coach, but also as an individual? And when you look back now, are there any shifts or any transformational moments that you remember? And if there is any tools, techniques that you learned then, are you still using it frequently?
When I started coaching, it was a lot of unlearning took place because working for 30 plus years in HR, you're carrying that baggage with you and you feel like that you know everything in this world. That has been, I can say that egoless state, moving towards egoless state, that you know everything from you don't know. Still there is a lot of things you need to know. That has happened. Also, one of the aspect I can say that when I started coaching journey, when interacting with other coaches, not only in India but abroad, connecting with them and doing the coaching session with them, I realized that initially I was used to jump into the session, like I have to finish it off, I have to give the solution, I have to see that she get or he get all the solution answers, everything, and I will be happy with that. And that feedback has given me from the other coaches that you are not doing good, why you are jumping, you are not listening, you are not giving the space, you are not holding the space. And that has helped me to more uh, tune myself to listening, improving my listening ability, understanding the person, understanding the problem of the person, and uh, getting into the coaching space.
I think that I started, believing in progress, progressive work, because normally we have a habit of having an outcome to every situation. So the first thing that I unlearned was not pushing to get an outcome, not pushing to get into a situation, or just ensure that ये situation में इस तरीके से ही आना चाहिए. I just detached myself with that idea. And two of my favorite theories that I learned under you, which was theory of polarities and appreciative inquiry, were one of the very striking ones, which I still use so far, with a lot of my coaches.
Sure, wonderful.
So for me, Ujjaval, being again a technical person converted into HR, and that too in the corporate, and again heading position where you are always demanded, working under pressure. I always found myself very ruthless, very demanding. And then maybe down the line, my colleagues, they may be feeling pressurized. But coaching helped me understanding the emotional part very well. It helped me because then that is the beauty of coaching, perhaps, that the space which you give. And then you understand, and perhaps, the goal comes out of the person, those feelings comes out of the person. So perhaps that space I never realized. And then the moment more and more and more I started realizing, that made me more compassionate. So that compassion I cultivated, and perhaps that's just because I am in this field. That is one of the area I would say.
And it
which I
does
learned.
create a very lasting impact.
Lasting
that emotion,
impact,
it
and it was
stays
very,
with you.
very
inside.
transformational for me being a person. And I evolved as a leader, more matured way. And then perhaps the EQ, I always was puzzled. I was always looking for IQ, but then the EQ where I was puzzled, I could find that EQ because I started learning that.
One thing come to my mind is when I listen to Hiral is, and particularly when I interacted with other people, I realized that दुनिया में कितना गम है, मेरा गम कितना कम है. That realization taken place. हम सोचते हैं कि I only having the suffering, but reality is very different.
Yeah.
That change happened.
I still recall when I started my coaching journey, I had a lot of preconceived notions that coaching is magical, and once you find a good coach, your life is sorted. After understanding the core of coaching, which from my point of view is listening. Now, I still believe listening is one of the most underrated skills. And the more I allowed myself to listen without judging, the more I was able to know myself better. Because we often listen to ourselves also attaching some labels and judgment. So as a coach, one of the biggest shifts for me was, while I was able to listen to my clients without attaching any judgment, I was also able to start listening to myself without attaching any judgment, which is still a journey. It's very hard for me, but that is one of the biggest shifts for me.
Ujjaval, another thing, I think partly whatever I have heard, for me there were a couple of challenges. One is 30 years before I started, I never listened to anybody. This was my job demand was such. So many people, as huge value of jobs going on. So I used to feel it's a worthless this time spent. Used to give direction so long it is getting done. So that was a very big challenge when you said you have to hear, you have to listen, and listen meant wholesome listening. So that was a very scary thing initially. And slowly that, I do not know how much I have, but at least now I try to listen. And people say I keep, one of the thing is my wife. She never says any good thing about me. So if I say that, have I changed? Yeah, aajkal thoda karte raho. So that's a very big thing for me. Second thing, scary thing is that you're working in a space of not knowing. It's very easy to say this, but whenever initially I used to get into, because my mind is how to go into a solution providing thing. And if I have not been able to give that fellow, or he has not reached it, I used to feel it's a failure of me. It's a very big and another very scary thing. Third, many things are there, but the last thing I would say, the only ammunition is I can ask question, I can use pause, silence. So these are the three things. But so many things we have been talking, and I will not be talking that only through question. I'll have to get to the where I need to go. So these three things, to be very honest, I'm still perfecting. I believe these are very difficult. It's setting into a mindset and slowly changing, but it's a terrific situation, and more, I would say that 3 months after, first 3 months I did not know when you used to teach what is coaching. But only thing, those solution and some of the theories that you taught us, like polarity, like listening, like that non-violent communications and all, those are phenomenal thing. This slowly, one after the other we have used. But it was very scary. Moving from here, 0 and 1, but in between that journey from 0 to 1, it's a very prolonged journey. But in the process, these insights are coming, learning are coming.
So I think these are prolonged aha moments. Not just long aha moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in my case, what really shifted was, during this journey, the treacherous one, because I mean, you have to do 500 hours, and that's not easy. But I think COVID really helped me to slow down and take a pause. And I also echo a lot of your emotions when you say that the pressure of not, wanting to get the results was released, and the process became very important. And that is what was a huge shift. Like, follow the process. It's like our Gita, Karm Kar Phal Ki Chinta Mat Kar, actually came in true when it was coaching. And it was, it tremendously improved my relationship with my son, with my husband, because we were able to actually understand each other better without judging. So that became a lot of, like charity begins at home kind of thing. And of course, then the journey progressed. But it's been an interesting one.
Yeah, for me also, I have been a consultant since last 23 years, providing people with the solutions. People come to me with the problems, and I get paid to provide for the solutions. So coaching was completely different. And when I was attending these certification classes, I realized what a realization was that everybody has different truths. Everybody comes from a different stories, and everything means different to everyone. So now that's how I realized. That's how I started questioning my patients. Like, I asked them, "What do you want?" Like, I want a good health. So what does good health mean to you? So for every patient, they answer differently, and that's how I realized that everybody has different aspirations, and I cannot put one formula to each and everything. So that was, I think, a good learning moment. I'm really enjoy it because day in and day out, I keep on meeting patients, and I keep on applying these coaching formulas. I keep on asking questions, and I'm enjoying how people process their world. Yeah.
And when you're talking about a tool, I don't know, I'm not using any tool or anything, but I remember one of the session, I just use a metaphor in the session where there was the client was under tremendous emotional and I just shared a metaphor saying that it's a Zen master's quote. It says that keep both the door open, let the thought come and go, don't serve them the tea. And there was complete silence for 5 minutes, and she said that, my God, I'm not only serving the tea, I'm asking them to have a lunch. I have to stop that.
So, may I have the permission to say do? I think that will compress everything which everybody has mentioned. But if I want to mention something, the biggest learning was I'm just a coach. I'm not on the center of the stage, but there is somebody else who is there, who is more powerful than me to find his or her own answer. So letting go that judgment, that ego, that yes, I am there to answer that person. So that was the biggest thing for me. I think listening is one of the thing which I think my husband and my children can say this more about, but I think I have improved a bit in this. And it's not about listening to the words, but listening to the emotions. And I give you one example, if that is okay. In one of the recent meeting, and the managing director, the executive director, and one of the coachee was there. So we were about to start the coach and coach relationship, and that was a chemistry session. I could see a very uneasiness on face of that executive director, and he was not saying anything. And suddenly, I just paused the conversation and I asked, "Is there something which is going on? Do you have any question, or is there any discomfort do you have, which I think you're experiencing?" And then it was not listening to the words, it was listening to what I have learned in your class as well, that somatic coaching rather, or the bodily or the gestures and everything. And today I would say, if somebody calls me over a call, and I think I can sense that somebody has what kind of emotion is going on. The most beautiful part I always feel is the competency framework which ICF has developed for coaches, which brings the process in place so beautifully. So, and what I have learned throughout my journey is believe in process, follow the process, and rest of the things will follow on its own. So that is something I think most important learnings for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the same breath, if I can ask, any challenge that you are facing as a coach, and anything which is a work in progress, which you feel this is one thing that I must work on?
This many times it comes to my mind.
That if the person, he doesn't want to explore.
He doesn't want to, because the realistic coaching, whatever I'm doing, very senior level, some of the coaching, even at that level, the 7 people, in a very senior people, GM and this kind of thing, they don't want to get down, want to get inside. And the journey again, that a very senior person, I'm trying to cajole them. They try to go inside, you will find lots of treasure. So after this, the fourth, after the third session, fourth session, I find people have started realizing little bit, but not fully. So this is one of the thing. And in peer coaching, sometimes I face somebody, everything they said, I don't know. Can you think of? No, I can't. Nothing is coming to my mind. So if that is the reason I was asking you, if the person wants to, no matter whether you'll be successful or not successful, but in the first priority is whether he wants to get inside, trying to at least, this is a job that they are doing for themselves. So whether they are going to invest that kind of a time, energy, and their focus, so that if they do it, lots of good things will happen, they themselves will come to know. So this sometimes is still coming as a challenge to me.
See, majority of the time people look for solutions, Ujjaval. 90% of the time, because even though you know coaching, subconsciously, like if they are seriously in the problem, they look forward for either confirmation bias or anything which says them that yes, what they are doing, which is very right. So exploring another options or areas while you bring them in those discussion, maybe they are rather kind of closing their mind or avoiding. So those challenges many a times come.
So one challenge which I can say that basically the awareness around the coaching is very low, particularly in India. And also people are looking for the solution. Like you give me something. I'm not here to give the answers to you. Rather than you give me the solution, you give me the methodology, you give me all the things what you know. And that is the biggest challenge still, the mindset particularly.
Yeah, and just to add to what Prashant said, I also face very often people's belief in the process. So when you do the contracting and you say, oh, coaching is, no advice, it's advice-free zone, it is you will introspect, you will get your answers, they say yes, 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 but they don't really mean the yes, and then they don't commit to the process. And then when you're actually following it, like you rightly said, they feel that, we are not progressing, I really want something out of it. But so initially they say yes, but they're not convinced about the fact that this works within them. Maybe it is the job of the coach, and I can also become better at that. But this is a common challenge that I face midway, somewhere during the sessions, when they are not really getting some breakthrough moments. I find their trust in the process very shaky.
Sorry because I getting tempted whatever you are saying. This type of mentality, because I find ICF got established in 1995, and the other different modes of people development was maybe hundreds and thousand years old. So this 95 in India particularly, the awareness we have to increase in the bosses. So when Virinder will tell us how to improve that particular thing, Larsen & Toubro is one of the best after Hindustan Lever, biggest L&D. Even in that also, I find the bosses, very few, 1%, 2% bosses, they know what coaching is. So if they do not understand and they say that, okay, end of the day you are saying, I am not responsible for your, whatever you are doing, you will be doing, I am holding the, सब नहीं चलेगा. So how to approach the boss's mindset is the first thing. One of the priority will be to change their mindset.
So, in the same as you are sharing your, struggles, challenges, and how we can work around it, that's a work in progress for all of us. But does it leave you with any of the self-doubt or any of the confidence issue that, am I good enough? Is client breakthroughs are not coming because of me? Am I lacking something? And if that being so, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, it was initially, but not now. I don't think so.
So how did you overcome that?
Oh, the practice helped me. Interacting with the people and doing the coaching session definitely helped me, where I see the improvement happening in my coaching itself. And that is where I felt that, no, nothing. And very important thing which I remember is when I talked to you, I said that this breakthrough is not coming, and you told me very clearly, you are not responsible for it. And that gave me a lot of clarity around it.
So if I can say something here, when I would like to share my story. When I meet a client or when I meet my coachee, I evaluate, I work with them, and I try to get that insight that is coaching really going to help it or not, okay? And I try to be as genuine possible and tell them that here what solution is going to work for you. So for X reason, Y could be the solution and not A as a solution. So it could be any other, but might not be coaching, right? So I try to work upon the relevance of the answer. I try to give that to my client, and that is how I think I as a coach has built that credibility. So it's not somebody then, and it has happened, and I have shared example. Somebody comes to us and asks about that we are looking for a coach, and when we conduct that insight study, and I was upfront and saying that coaching is not going to solve your problem, okay? Don't apply it, the problem will exaggerate, okay? So I think that authenticity put me on a more credible source to give the solution to the client, and that is how I came across this way. But personally, as not as a major challenge. So that is what
I am facing challenges, by the way. That is because perhaps I will say that occupational hazard. HR is always, it's playing always an advisory role. So whenever I get into coaching and back of the mind, I say, okay, now you do this. Why you're not able to understand that? And perhaps so it's so much, it's not about judgment, but it is also about, kind of looking at the result. And then that's how perhaps I also many a times derail from the process, that he is not going towards the result which I foresee. But that was always a challenge, that the result could not be fit for him. For looking at his personality, it could be opposite direction, and that perhaps giving that space, giving that liberty rather, and then coming out of that, the head's position, and again being a coach and compassionate, what I was saying, was always a transformative, and again that gave me also little resilience dealing with the situation.
Here just I wanted to, because it's a very interesting point when you brought it. When the individual, our process was, we have to go in 2 or 3 sessions, we have to go to individual development plan, started with an assessment. And this individual development plan, at least out of 7, I remember 3. Whatever they selected, in my mind, I felt this one of the point has to be this. It has to be this. In spite of knowing I cannot tell and all that. Later on, I must confess what I did, because I have been asking questions, not getting it. And 3 sessions were over, 4th session. Then finally, somebody said, either Ujjaval or somebody said that you can give them supplemental reading. So I selected lot of reading that I collected and sent them. Please read from page number 12 to 17 page. Maybe 30-40 pages I've given, 12 to 17 pages, something might strike you.
Trigger, yeah.
So that is the way it is. I know it is not, may not be coaching, but that is nearest whatever I could do, because all other point what I felt, each of these 3 people were missing one very pertinent point. So fortunately, again, out of 3, 2 did, 1 could not. So finally I said that, by write this you have missed. After the 4th session, I told them, this is a very important thing. Your bosses will not let you go. So like I'm saying, very open and exactly the way it is happening. And executive coaching, this is what I faced.
So for me, initially the struggle was, explaining because I come from a different background as compared to all of you as an HR. Well, it was difficult for me to explain to our clients what coaching is initially. And initially I went, it's a non-advising mode and this and that. And then I found a solution from it, that I started telling them that coaching will help you find a better version of yourself. So that's how I started to, okay, what would be a better version of yourself? And for every client that would be different. And so I will be a facilitator to you to find that version. So that was, I think, one struggle that I was, how to explain coaching and how I find a solution. The one more struggle that I experienced was, initially, especially in initially, I used to go into the problem of the situation. And that's how, as you suggested, to read the book, Coach the Person and Not the Problem. That was, I think, a profound shift happened within me, that what is making this person facing the situation difficult. So it was more about the person, and that's how a big thing change happened. Instead of going into the problem, it's more about focusing on the person, his beliefs and his value system. I think that was that was interesting, and it always stays with my mind.
As a rookie coach, I always wanted to follow the process. I always wanted to tick the boxes. Did I ask this question? Did I hear what I wanted to hear? That was one of the biggest challenges, and it was not a challenge that the client was bringing. It was my self-inflicted challenge, because I wanted to tick every boxes. I wanted, it's like operation is successful, but the patient is died. It's that kind of thing, that you follow everything, but you are not holding that space. You are not creating that awareness for your client. And that's when I started realizing that it's not about my presence. Although in ICF, they have one of the competencies is coach presence, but you have to be present in such a way that only your presence is felt, not the way that you are trying to make your presence felt. There's a big difference, that client feels that you are present. You are not trying to make your presence felt.
True.
That brought that shift, and now all almost all in my coaching conversations, I just let it go. I don't look at that framework, process, tools in my visualization that I want to tick this box. I just leave it to the client and I just hold the hands. I imagine that I'm holding the hands of my client and we are dancing together, regardless of the rhythm, tune, everything. And it worked, and it is still working.
And I just echo that I think all of us as coaching, in the coaching segment, we struggle with the belief and holding on to that belief that everybody is coachable, and that is true. Everybody is coachable. So all we need to do is have our skills in place. How we can have better questioning techniques, what tools are required at what point of time is one awareness that we have to, we struggle with on to keep developing ourselves. So this is what I always felt that being very sometimes it does happen that यार वो समझ क्यों नहीं रहा है, क्यों यही तो action लेना है. But that is exactly the point, that you have to let it go, and what we talk about, let it go. And that person does come around and think about it after some more sessions. But we have to understand that self-awareness and internal self-awareness and external self-awareness, both are two different things. So that is something that we personally have to work on. Yes.
Sorry, very quickly I'll add to what you said. From my point of view, everyone is coachable as long as they want.
True.
As long as they are willing.
Yeah, so on that willingness part, if I can add that, because I believe that people who come into coaching, they are very noble, very kind, compassionate people, and they are willing to make a difference as long as client is willing. But I think we also need to balance between willing and billing. So how do you balance between your willingness to serve and also your willingness to do the billing?
There's a lot of imbalance there.
Yeah, agree.
Yes.
The willingness to serve is somewhere here, and the billing
But Ujjaval,
comes
I
here.
think these challenges, whatever we have been discussing, again, I will go back to the way I look into the executive and the corporate, and the way the corporate mindset needs to change, and it is changing. Maybe 5 years back, whatever was there, I find even in my organization also, slowly different places in Chennai or maybe in Bombay, in Bangalore, already they have started, even in Baroda also. So things are changing, maybe at a very low pace probably. So here maybe Virender has to help us how to bombard those guys, the top people, that it is something which is extremely good and you are going to get benefited out of it.
Yes, yeah. Don't consider that as an expense, but it's an investment.
Investment. Yeah.
Sorry. See, as a corporate professional, perhaps, as leaders, we look for ROI, Ujjaval. So the moment perhaps coaches are able to convert, that impact in the business results, how it adds, the business revenue or orders or EBITDA, perhaps it will certainly help in billing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point.
But here the only problem is, it's very difficult to 1:1 correspondence is very difficult to show. That coaching, so much I have done, and the EBITDA he has increased by 5%. It is very difficult to prove. So it's slowly again. So that is one of the mindset needs to be changed. So you have, I would say, it is slowly, one step you go forward, get convinced, next step, like that. It is very difficult that you jump like a long jumper and go from one place to another 8 meters away. Nahi hota hai, according to me.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, the focus has to be more than the numbers. We have to build on creating cultures. So, that is where the direct to indirect impact happens. So, somewhere that can be measured in some way, but it is happening. I agree totally.
I'm in the field of HR since last 23 years, and again, if I am not able to convert HR impact into numbers, I won't survive. So everything is doable. It is just that how you
we need
evolve that
to we need to
process.
speak their language,
Exactly. You
they
need to speak their
understand
language
and
then convert
understand
it.
their
And then
narrative
convert it. Yes, yes.
and make them understand our
There are
narrative.
always means and tools which we can convert into numbers.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. One last question probably. All of you have gone through the other side of the tunnel. You have got certified. You have got credentialed by the ICF. So a quick one with all of you, maybe starting with Pooja and ending with Basuda, that if someone is aspiring to become a coach today, what one advice you would like to give to those people who are considering, should I become coach or not?
Ah, interesting question. So, all the people who are in their journey of appearing to become a coach, I feel that it's not just a one-time certification learning. You know, beyond certification, there are a lot of learning that happens in the journey. So, if you're really ready to challenge yourself, A, and B, become as authentic every single time. Whenever a transformation, you're trying to transform somebody or you're trying to transform yourself, you have to face yourself, that you know who you are. Are you ready to answer yourself? That is something that you have to gear up in this journey.
Sure.
To me, if you want to become a coach and if you're really serious about that, you should be able to find out why. Why do you want to become a coach? And it's okay if the answer is I want to make more money. It's okay as long as you know that why do you want to become a coach. And if you're able to bring that awareness around what will you be doing to create an impact if you become a coach, then the journey will be more meaningful than only like taking classroom lessons. Because coaching, becoming a coach, the process itself will bring a lot of thoughts, lot of concepts and ideas that you may not agree with, because you have experience. There are certain truths that you are already clinging to. Now, if you want to carry those truths and also embrace new truths, your why will help you. Be clear with your why. Why do you want to become a coach?
Yeah, in my opinion, also, I would say that they should really evaluate the reason for getting into coaching, because if they look at it as one more avenue to enhance the financial this thing, maybe it will not align in that sense. It'll be more important for them to introspect, to know whether they really want to work in the space where they want to meet people individually and create an impact. I know of so many who enrolled and they realized they didn't want to. So I guess knowing that is the only thing that's going to make you, cling on, and then maybe slowly, gradually, the billing will follow.
Good billing.
Yeah, from my experience, what I would say to the people who are aspiring to become a coach is, first of all, it will tremendously help you personally first. You are going to change, you are going to become a better version of yourselves. That's the first advantage or first benefit perhaps that you will get. The second is that it will give you in a position of it is such a noble thing, and it is a divine intervention that you're able to influence people and help people in finding better versions of themselves. And this, over a period of years, you will be influencing so many people that you will leave behind a legacy that perhaps is not carved in stone, but is carved in the hearts. And I think I'm going to feel very excited for these things, that how much many lives I'm going to live, change in the next 10-20 years. So that is, I think, important to me.
Yeah, adding to what Meet has said, basically passion, one area which is you should have the passion for learning, passion for making change, adding value in other person, unlearning yourself, and be comfortable in a space of not knowing. That is very important.
For me, I would say that someone who is aspiring to become a coach, how curious the person is. Because dealing with people, it's just not a process. So ultimately, day in, day out, if you keep on, following the process, keeping in mind that this is what I need to go through it, rather than keeping it aside. I'm really curious, and one next morning, new day, new person, exploring something. So perhaps that curiosity, if someone is holding, and who is in his life or her life, that person should go for coaching.
If I can be as succinct as possible, then if you're able to look for the purpose that why you intend to do that coaching, either as a practice or as a learning journey, I think that is the most important answer one should look for. And another thing, the person must be able to look deeper within self, okay, because coaching happens first within yourself. It embraces you as a person, it shapes you first as a person, then you steps outside the world, okay. If anybody is able to look for those answers bravely, okay, then I think that's one of the journey anybody can look for. Yeah.
I think the great things, whatever is happening and will be happening, are done end of the day by the people. And people means you, the person who wants to do, and the others. So whether that person, first of all, he believes that he will be a better person. I have not even said transformation of. Can he be, this is the locus here, can he go 2 feet away, above, 4 feet? So can he continuously make his transition or upward journey? If he does that, there is a good possibility that he may help other people to also move up. So if these two things he is clear, then perhaps coaching could be one of the best.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, sharing of insights through this small roundtable of sharing our stories, struggles, and shifts. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.